Hello again, everyone. This is Mordenheim, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. I played Mr. Nice Guy last time. I'm not feeling like cooperating this. You know what? I'm not even going out there. I'm staying here.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
What?
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
I made my
The thing to
decision.
do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me.
That's it.
Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will
Door's
be
locked.
happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
I get
Soon,
Facebook on this at
very
least.
soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
But seriously? Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whoa, wait a minute. This is different. What the heck is going on here? What?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What happened to all the What the hell happened to all the computers? Alright. Enter the door on his left. You know what, narrator? Screw you. I'm going to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Yep.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Darn right.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, sure. That's why I'm headed this way.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yep.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yep. Now, I'm going to run around. I'm not going to stand anywhere. I'm going to run in circles. You don't control me!
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
Yep.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Yep.
Really
Don't care.
worth it.
You ain't got enough badges to train me!
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy.
Yep.
And reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yep. I ran them off. Ooh, coffee.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
I control you. Oh, pretty paintings. I guess he's not going to say anything else. I better move on.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Nope. Going this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Damn straight. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion.
Oh, well, you've got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
You think so, George? wonder if I can...
on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't tell me you're scared. That's not the Stanley I know. Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!
Is he seriously trying to get me to commit suicide? Huh. I wonder if I can land on those boxes. Each.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Alright, that was clever. I like that. Alright, did they put the... Is the computers back? Yay,
Stanley had never
back.
seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
It is really brightly lit in here. I wonder what's going on. Let me go around the corner here. Hey! Hey, I can... Wait a minute. It's actually... The door didn't close behind me? I can actually go this way? Really? Interesting. Anyway, moving on. Moving right along. Dig-a-dum, dig-a-dum. Awaiting input. Input received. On this way. Da, 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 da.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Nope, don't care.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
No, I'm not. I'm going in here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I mean, there's nothing here. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Close this door. Duct tape, wrenches.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Screw you! There's pliers and a staple gun and another
It was
wrench.
baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet buffet.
Screw you. What is this with the Biohazard logo on it?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
'Cause I want
Please
to!
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
No, you don't get one. There's a broom, cardboard on the floor.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Forget
It didn't
you.
even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Anything under
I never
there?
would have thought to mention it.
Oh, please.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Totally.
I hope your friends find this concerning.
Nope, they think it's awesome. Matter of fact, I'm sure they'll even
Stanley
tell
was
you
fat
below.
and ugly and really, really stupid.
Oh!
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Well, you maybe half right. Don't say no to drugs, kids.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Yep.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Yep, heart attack.
Well, in a situation like this, The responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Get right on that.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Okay.
Ah, second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Oh yeah, no worse at all. Okay, what's in here?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
Yep.
Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright, that's enough. That's enough. I'll go this way. Ah! Going on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. Going down. Ooh, pretty red light. I'm gonna hide under the stairs. I am Harry Potter. Boy under the stairs. Anyway.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Where did this car come from?
He believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I have no feet.
Doors close automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled.
Yep.
This is all a dream.
Totally.
Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield. And it too appeared. It was so much fun. And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
Yay!
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
I want to leave.
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm
it just says America. I thought it said Alabama.
Describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Of course it is.
Be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Can I copy my butt?
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Oh,
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it.
I
He would
wanna...
prove that he was in control. That this
I'm
was
in
a
control,
dream.
and I want a
So
grape
he
soda.
closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job.
Nope.
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Nope.
Please. It's all I want.
No, it isn't.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
But it wasn't.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I am most definitely not normal.
I am okay.
And I am not okay. Hello. Can I grape soda now?
Screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My
No.
name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I
Please
must
give
be
me a grape
real.
soda.
I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Boom. Did I get my grape
This
soda?
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, really?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Apparently he had a
Though
stroke.
She would soon turn to go call for an ambulance. For just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Look at him.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Yeah, they look just
and
like that.
in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Yeah, you're
I am
perfectly
sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
So drawn out.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
I have no time for
And then
this.
she turned and ran.
Is it done? Are you done rambling? Good Lord. Alright, everybody, we're going to leave that episode here for today. Want to thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying this series, slap that like button down below so I'll keep it going. And until next time, thank you for watching, and keep your nose in the wind and your tail to yourself. Goodbye.